Hello and welcome to our coverage of boys high school basketball here on the OH Report. We are at Upper Sandusky where the Rams are getting ready to tip it off against the Carey Blue Devils. They're getting ready for the playing and singing of our national anthem. We'll be back with the starting lineups and our pregame show coming up next.
James One Incorporated, providing innovative workshops and training for school districts throughout Ohio. We specialize in the areas of cultural awareness and sensitivity, reaching the unreachable student, dangers of teen substance abuse, and more. We offer relevant workshops for coaches and student athletes, and with virtual options available for all trainings, call today and schedule your first session. James One Incorporated, first in promoting excellence through quality professional development.
And welcome back to Upper Sandusky High School. Brian Harder, Greg Collins with you for our coverage of Northern 10 Athletic Conference basketball between the Upper Sandusky Rams and the Blue Devils of Carey High School. Upper Sandusky 1-2 on the young season. They are 0-1 in conference play. They're the defending champions in the conference. Carey, though, they're off to a hot start, 4-1, 2-1 in the Northern 10. Carey, though, they already had to shake things up because of the coronavirus, and we've been talking about this all season long. They had to make a change on their coaching staff.
And we've talked about what a different year this is going to be. I think it's the first time we've seen a coach have to sit out. And fortunately, he's got an assistant coach here that was a Carey basketball player, had great history at Carey as a player, and has been on the staff and has had some responsibility in calling defenses, so he's prepared and he's ready to go.
Jamie Young is the regular head coach in his 6th season. He is quarantined until December 25th, and in his place tonight, acting head coach Jared Wendling, who, as you mentioned, played at Carey and also at Bluffton University. And when you look at him on the sideline, he looks like he could put a uniform on. He looks that young.
And I think they would love to have him. He's a 1,000-point scorer at Carey, honorable mention All-Ohio. I bet you he could get out there and play right now.
Now for Upper Sandusky, as I said last year, they had an outstanding season, but this year they're off to a little bit of a slow start, and hopefully they're looking for that first conference win tonight as they host the Carey Blue Devils. Taking a look at the starting lineups, you see Nash, Conti, Bell, Kemmerly, and Crawford. Crawford had an ankle injury last week, but he will play. And the Rams are led by Doris, Smalley, Adams, Carey, and Trent Beamer. First shot of the game, a miss from the Rams in transition.
I think you're going to see a lot of that tonight. Carey's going to try to shoot the perimeter three. They're very good at shooting the three. They will have at times 4 players out there the coach feels comfortable with.
First shot of the game for Upper that falls is by Cade Adams, their senior guard.
Now, Cade in their game earlier this year against Galliant had his ankle sprained, so he was off and on, but in one quarter he hit 6 threes. Then against Colonel Crawford, he hit another 3 and then went out early in the basketball game. So that's a great sign to see him knock down a 3, and hopefully that ankle will stay 100% tonight.
Averages 15 points a game, and as you mentioned, he's 12 of 21 from the three-point line. Offensive rebound is batted away, and the ball is going to stay at this end of the floor.
And I think you're going to see a lot of that tonight. Upper Sandusky has the size advantage. Being able to get inside and hit the offensive boards is going to be very, very big for them. Carey's got to do a great job of checking out.
See some light pressure now applied by Upper Sandusky. That's Holden Darris, the freshman, guarding the basketball. One of a few freshmen that we have seen earlier this season making contributions in a big way at the varsity level.
That still amazes me when a freshman can step in and play varsity.
3 in the air by Anthony Bell is misfired. Gavin Carey with the rebound. Carey looks inside, lobs the ball into Trent Beamer, and Beamer with his first bucket of the ball game. Beamer with a big night last week.
And I thought that might be a problem for Carey. If Upper goes high-low, and they did a little bit of that last week, but if they go high-low, it's difficult to defend inside. It's difficult to double down inside when the pass comes from the high post.
Beamer had 24 in their loss last Saturday to Toledo Christian.
And if I remember correctly, he only missed one shot.
A runner on the baseline doesn't go. That's Anthony Bell with the misfire. And quickly the other way, the Rams get ahead in transition.
And Coach Wentling talked about that one of the keys for them is ball pressure. They have to be able to put a lot of pressure on the pass, limit the post entries. Here, Upper gets the post entry and collects the foul.
Well, in talking with Coach Wendling before the ball game, he is very confident, even though they don't have the size that Upper Sandusky has. He feels that they can run with anybody, and they can wear teams out by the time they get to the fourth quarter.
And he was hoping to full court press maybe a little bit, but you got to score before you can get that full court pressure going. Here's the high-low again by Upper.
Nice look inside. That's Trent Beamer, and Beamer now with 4.
First time it was Carey to Beamer, and now Beamer's a player that, again, last game scored, 20-plus points?
24. And we're going to call a player control, actually not a foul, it's going to be a turnover on Hayden Nash.
Down here in the half court, if you have Carey at the high post, that's so effective because he's also a perimeter shooter. As good size as he is, he can shoot the 3, he can shoot that long-range shot. So if you put him outside, you can't just help early into the post on Beamer.
Well, you look how solid Carey is in the half court. They do a nice job rebounding the basketball and pushing it up. Still looking for their first bucket of the ball game. Foul is going to be called on Holden Darris, the freshman. That's his first. Levi Lamb checks into the lineup. And Jackson Smalley will sit down. There you see the freshman. Off balance shot, drops, and a foul. Landon Kemmerly will go to the line.
That was a nice move by Kemmerly into the lane, gets the foul and able to finish. So many kids, once they get the foul, they can't finish with the basket, but he did a great job of facing up, finishing, but unfortunately can't connect with the free throw.
Kemmerly only a sophomore, so another one of those youngsters that Carey is relying on for scoring this season. Ball out of bounds. It will go to Carey. Blue Devils were 13 and 11 a year ago. They were 5th in the Northern 10. Upper Sandusky, they were outstanding. 24-1, 16-0 in the conference. Their season cut short because of the virus. They were set to face Lima Shawnee in the regional semis.
And their one loss was the first game of the season to Willard, to a very good Willard team.
Traveling violation by Ian Yetter now in the ball game.
Well, if we've noticed that the last 3 or 4 times down for Upper, they have gotten into a high-low situation.
Low-scoring ball game here with 4:20 to go in the first quarter. Gavin Carey with his first bucket of the game and pushes the lead up to 7.
And one thing that Upper did well against Toledo Christian was post entries. Nice job passing the ball inside. That time, Levi Lamb with a nice post entry.
Cade Crawford with the miss.
Here's the freshman.
This fires from outside, but an offensive rebound extends the possession. Kicks it out. That one does go by Cade Adams. A 3 is good. The lead is now 10 with 3:50 to go in the first quarter. That's the second 3 of the night for Cade Adams, and if you're Carey, you want to be careful so this doesn't get away from you.
Oh, no question. And that's a great job getting offensive rebound, kick out. Probably the easiest, the best time to shoot a 3 is from an offensive rebound when the defense collapses and kicking it right out for a shot.
There you see a look at Jeff Winslow, who is in his 8th season here at Upper Sandusky. And I'll tell you what he has done dominating this conference since they have started has been incredible. They've got 4 first-place finishes. They were tied for second in the other 2 years where they didn't win it. They have dominated the Northern 10 since its inception.
And we're talking about some good teams. Obviously, Colonel Crawford's an outstanding basketball team year in and year out. Carey's had some good teams. Mohawk has had some good teams.
They are 90-9 in the Northern 10. That's a 91% winning percentage. That's pretty good.
That's not bad. I think a lot of coaches would take that. Sounds like Saban at Alabama. That's about his winning percentage.
I mean, their worst season, when you look at it, was the first one. 16-6. They were tied for second. 3 in the air, and again, Carey struggling from the floor. Looking inside to Carey, and they got to swing it to the backside. 3 in the air by Smalley. And it is raining threes here at Upper Sandusky. Their third 3 of the quarter. Off balance shot by Crawford doesn't go, and it's going to go the other way.
I'm a little surprised Carey's not picking up full court right here, trying to change momentum. When they get to the half court, Upper is just having their way here in the first quarter with half court offense. Again, Carey has to be so concerned defending inside that we're getting some pretty good looks from the Upper perimeter players.
Trent Beamer back into the lineup for Upper. Upper with a nice size advantage, and they try to take advantage of it right there. The offensive putback by Beamer. Beamer now with 6.
And again, it comes from the high post. When it comes from up high, it's difficult to double down on the post.
Well, and when you also have a size disadvantage, you can't give up second shots.
No. Somehow Carey's going to have to get better pressure on the pass. Try to defend that pass, make it tougher for those post entries to come.
Off balance shot doesn't go. Ball batted around. It'll stay with Carey.
They just can't find a basket right now.
Little runner on the baseline finally drops for Ashton Hill. Just into the ball game, gets his first points, and another 3 is good by Jackson Smalley.
And Jackson Smalley is one of those players. Obviously, he can shoot the 3, but he'll also put the ball on the floor and get to the hoop.
Driving into the traffic was Hayden Nash, and he'll draw the foul.
Good look, good open shot, knocks it down.
It's foul on Beamer. That's his first.
You'll notice Carey, when they dribble penetrate, they're penetrating right into some big dudes inside. Somehow we're going to have to bring, Carey's going to have to bring, make Upper, bring those big guys outside. Does that mean some other guys hitting some threes, knocking down some perimeter shots, maybe transition, but they got to leave that lane open, somehow get it open so they can get to the basket.
Nash was 6 for 6 from the line coming into the ball game. He misses his first, and the lefty misses them both. So Upper looking to add to a 16-point lead, just under 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter. They continue to look now. Nice backside pass and a foul, and going to the line is Trent Beamer.
It looked like when Carey caught the ball, that when Carey for Upper Sandusky caught the ball, that Carey, the defensive team, was looking to double. And Carey, the Upper Sandusky player, did a great job of looking inside and finding Beamer.
So Beamer at the line, 12 of 15 on the season, and he misfires on the first one. Both teams have combined 0 for 4 from the line here early. 3 in the air, no good by Bell. And another foul.
And another nice post-entry pass inside.
Gavin Carey, the 6'6 senior, will go back to the line. Actually, his first trip to the line tonight. He'll look to make the first free throw of the ball game by either team. 8 of 16 from the line on the season, and he drills the first one.
That surprises me. I thought he would shoot better from the free throw line because he's a very capable three-point shooter himself. They'll use him as a trailer on transition with Beamer posting up, and he'll look and he'll shoot that three-point shot.
Well, he makes them both. It's now a 10-point lead. And a turnover at the elbow, and the Rams, Carey does a nice job of getting back, and they just continue to pound the ball inside. Backside rebound doesn't go. Second effort, though, is up and good by Zach Schaefer.
And you're concerned about Beamer and Carey, and here comes Zach Schaefer in for an offensive board.
A 26-point quarter for the Rams of Upper Sandusky. Kick out, 3 in the air by Hill, doesn't go. But they're going to get another chance at it. Another 3 in the air. This one is good. Ashton Hill now has 5. And Upper, looks like they're going to work for that last shot of the quarter.
Still looks like Cade Adams with the ball right there is maybe walking a little gingerly.
Yeah, Coach Wendling says he was 100%, but you're right. He does look like he is still favoring that ankle. Ball out of bounds. It will stay with Carey with just over 3 seconds to go in the quarter. Adams misfires, and it's not going to count as he didn't get the shot off in time. Upper with a strong first quarter. They're up 26-7. As we head to the second, you're watching high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report. Upper Sandusky with a 26-7 lead as we start the second quarter. Carey was able to get some decent looks in the first quarter. They just couldn't get any shots to fall.
No, they couldn't. Now they're going to have to create a little bit with their defense. And ball pressure is going to be important. Here's the high-low again.
Another offensive rebound by Schaefer doesn't go, but that follow is good by Gavin Carey. Carey now with 4.
And you mentioned offensive rebounding. Carey's got to get him out of the rebounding.
3 in the air, no good by Hayden Nash. And at the other end, the freshman with a 3 attempt that doesn't go, and here come the Blue Devils. And they cannot buy a basket here in the first half.
There's a lid on it right now for them.
Hey, tell you what, they're just continuing to try to feed the ball inside. Going to call an offensive foul. That'll be on Carey, his first.
Well, they do have strength inside against Toledo Christian. The first half, the only scoring came for Upper from Beamer and Carey. But now that Cade Adams is back, certainly he's going to supply some perimeter shooting.
Trying to go back door to Ashton Hill, and going to call a kick. It will stay at this end of the floor.
Carey needs a basket here, and whether it's full court pressure, whether it's half court, they need to create a little bit of offense from their defense. Ball pressure, they've got to pick that up. Nice out of bounds play.
Nice out of bounds play. Ashton Hill is really the only offense they have of their 9. He's got 7.
And he came off the bench, right?
Yep.
Good sub.
Trent Beamer continues his hot play. He is now in double figures with 10. We'll call a foul on the floor.
Beamer does a good time using his size, getting inside and getting the ball strong up to the basket.
Last time they were in this situation, Carey actually scored. Unable to connect on this inbound play, but Crawford from 8 feet.
Nice move. And they need Crawford to get hot. He's a 2-year letterman for them, scorer for them.
Continue to look inside. Now they skip it over, and this is going to go out of bounds off of, no. I'm going to say the ball was tipped by Carey. It looked like it went out of bounds off of Beamer.
That was a good spin move by Crawford for the finish. There's a saying in basketball when hand down, man down. And there's been times here where Crawford is closing out on the ball with hands down, which is making for an easier pass inside. They need to pressure. They need to have the hands up. Here they have hands down. They're letting someone with a sprained ankle see the whole court.
Trying to finish with the right hand. Beamer unable to connect on the layup. 3 in the air by Yaters, no good. But an offensive rebound keeps the possession alive. Carey could stand a few more of those. They're going to call a block. That's going to go on Levi Lamb. The home fans don't like the call. I don't know, that might be a charge.
Yeah, that was pretty close.
Jeff Winslow might have an argument there for a charge and tries to make his case. There's Coach Winslow.
One thing that Cade Crawford has been doing well is dribble penetrating. That time the possession prior to that. Dribble penetrating. He's not able to finish because of the size inside, but if you're able to dribble penetrate and kick out, you can find some shooters, but as we've mentioned before, Carey's just got to knock down those open looks.
Crawford's first attempt at the line tonight. He now has 3, he averages 15 on the season, along with almost 6 assists, but he's only now 6 of 11 from the free throw line. He shoots a better percentage from 3, 12 of 21.
Again, it surprises me, teams so far that we've had this year, the free throw shooting has not been great.
How much of that do you think is just a lack of time in the gym over the summer?
I'm sure. The summer and the fall. I mean, the limited time they've had to practice, you got to do things as a team. You don't get a chance to do as much skill development as you would like.
Carey there creates a turnover on the long pass. Crawford for 3. And the rebound comes down to Cade Adams.
Again, great look. You can't draw it up any better than that.
Beamer dribble to the baseline, and he knows it. And he's talking to Zach Schaefer going up the floor, telling him where he wants the ball there in the post. Got it a little too deep behind the basket.
And Hayden Nash did a nice job of keeping him going to the baseline. Here's penetration again.
And another this shot with this tip. They're going to give that to Cade Crawford. He now has 6.
He's got to get hot for him. Get a great job of getting to the paint again. That time he's able to get his offensive rebound. And you're right, that was a pretty good tip from about 3 or 4 feet away from the basket.
Tell you what, I don't know if that almost looked like it was a pass, but it's the third 3 of the half for Cade Adams. He even shrugged his shoulders after the shot went in.
Oh, you can't give up on it.
And that's going to go to Upper. Everything going right for Upper Sandusky here in the first half.
Again, Cade Adams, in their loss against Colonel Crawford, Upper Sandusky had 17 points when he went down early in the second quarter, a minute and a half into the second quarter. Upper only scored 4 the rest of the half and only scored 25 for the second, third, and fourth quarter. He's important to this basketball team.
Inside to Carey, splits 2 defenders, and they're going to call a foul on one of them. There he just bulls his way in between 2 defenders, and then he gets fouled on the Landon Kemmerly.
And Carey, Gavin did a great job of splitting it, but the defense did a great job of doubling. They got him away from the paint, away from the block. They did a good job doubling. You just can't get split when you double like that.
Carey now in double figures with 10. And the lead is back to 20. Tell you, if Carey can just make a little run here at the end of the second quarter. Ball tipped out of bounds. It will stay with Carey.
Upper is I think they'd like to get out and pressure anyway, but they're able to get out and pressure because they have some bigs inside. Somehow Carey's got to get those bigs away from the paint, give them a chance to maybe dribble, penetrate, and kick for an open shot.
The elbow jumper doesn't go by Yeter, excuse me.
A little high-low for Carey. And that's one of those, yes, it's an offensive foul going over the back, but you want your kids to be aggressive. Go after the hoop.
Wide open look for three. Now Carey with an opportunity in transition. It's tipped away by Jackson Smiley, but it stays with Carey. And a foul over the back by Gavin Carey.
Great hustle by Carey right there. Getting the loose basketball, passing the basketball, and collecting the foul inside. Two minutes to go in the second quarter. I think if Carey's going to get back in this basketball game, they certainly want to go on a run right now. Something they can talk about positively at halftime.
Landon Kemmerly, the sophomore, looking for his fourth point of the night.
Upper has cooled down a little bit in this quarter. And this is what I think is wise. Put a little pressure on them. Try to cause some turnovers. There we go. We get one turnover right there. Good look by a good shooter.
Can't get it to go. If they get any of those three, and they're getting wide open looks too. He has missed two without anyone in his face. The possession arrow goes to Carey, so the ball will stay at this end of the floor. Cade Crawford, you're not going to get better looks than you had those last two threes that he attempted.
And he's a very capable shooter. Against Bucyrus this year, he hit his first 6 threes. But you're right, Brian. Those are good looks, and you got to be able to knock those down.
Nice look on the inbounds. And again, that lid that you talked about over the basket. Carey cannot buy a break here in the first two quarters.
They found an out-of-bounds play they like, but they're only 50% on it.
Inside Beamer, but he's forced to kick it out. Going to call a reach on Kemmerly. That'll be his second. So he's got 2. Nash has 2. And Yeter has 2 as a timeout's called by Upper Sandusky with 1:24 to go in the half. Brian Harder, Greg Collins from Upper Sandusky High School. It's been all Rams, 35-17 here in the second quarter. And I tell you what, it's not from a lack of execution because Carey is getting good looks at the basket. The shots just aren't falling right now.
For whatever reason, you're right. They're just not falling yet. And again, they'd like to get a little bit of a run right here. One thing that Carey is not able to get is too many easy baskets. Besides the out-of-bounds play where they were able to get a layup, they're working hard at the offensive end.
Bryce Conti, who is in the starting lineup, they normally get a lot of offense out of him. He averages 11 per night. He hasn't scored yet. Upper now a little bit more deliberate at the offensive end.
Looks like they're really trying to get Beamer inside.
Beamer off the glass, doesn't go, but ball tipped around. It's controlled then by Carey.
Now you got to convert.
Ball swatted away. Crawford continues with his struggles here in the first half. Nice look inside. And Beamer now with 10. Another wide open 3.
And again, another good look. Just can't get it to go down. Here's where I think maybe Carey can get up and give some pressure. Again, get up in the face. There's 23 seconds left. Don't let Upper go for the last shot. Get up and give pressure on the ball. Oh, close to a 5 count.
There's Connie. And his first bucket of the ball game is a dunk with 4 seconds to go in the half. And that is going to do it. A wild first half as Carey unable to get anything going offensively as we take a look at the dunk. That's a way to get into the scoring column. Upper Sandusky 37-19 at the intermission. You're watching high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
James One Incorporated, providing innovative workshops and training for school districts throughout Ohio. We specialize in the areas of cultural awareness and sensitivity, reaching the unreachable student, dangers of teen substance abuse, and more. We offer relevant workshops for coaches and student athletes, and with virtual options available for all trainings, call today and schedule your first session. James One Incorporated, first in promoting excellence through quality professional development.
You're watching high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report. We are the future of local sports. Now back to your game.
It's halftime here at Upper Sandusky High School. It's all Rams, 37-19. Upper Sandusky looking for their first win in the Northern 10 Conference. They're 0-1 coming into tonight. They're in pretty good shape here in the first half. As we take a look at the halftime numbers, the field goals, obviously a lot more going in for Upper Sandusky, but as we mentioned earlier, Carey is getting good looks at the basket. The shots just aren't falling.
Well, they are. You're talking about a player like Cade Crawford that can knock down threes just like he can shoot layups. And as a team, Carey only has 1 3. And you're getting good looks. So as a coach, you're at halftime, you're saying, hey, listen, we're getting good looks. We just got to knock them down. But with that being said, Brian, to get back in this basketball game, they're going to have to create some offense from their defense. They've only caused, and again, these are unofficial stats. I kept the turnovers, so I'm sure they're off. But they're going to have to cause more than 3 turnovers in a half. They're going to have to get some easy baskets. And Upper's doing a good job of getting back on transition defense and not giving up any easy baskets.
We take a look at some of the individual scoring. Trent Beamer and Gavin Carey each with 10 for Upper Sandusky. Cade Adams with 9. Ashton Hill off the bench for Carey leads them in scoring with 7. Hop in the fan zone on Facebook. We'll be right back with the second half. Right after this, you're watching high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report. We are back at Upper Sandusky High School. It's halftime, and the Rams with a 37-19 lead over the Carey Blue Devils. And when you first think about Upper Sandusky basketball, the name Diebler has to come to your mind. Brothers Jake and John Diebler, coached by their father Keith, led the Rams to a 27-0 record and a Division II state championship back in 2005. 2 years later, John led the Rams to a state runner-up finish. Keith is now coaching at Danbury Lakeside. Jake had a successful career at Valparaiso, and he's now an assistant at Ohio State. John had an outstanding career at Ohio State, and he's currently playing overseas. And there was a third Diebler brother who didn't play here, Jeremiah. He's the oldest. He was an All-Ohioan at Gibsonburg. So can you imagine the games of horse that went on in the driveway at the Diebler house growing up back in those days?
That had to be good.
They really, when you talk about basketball families in Ohio, and I'm talking not just quantity, but quality. You had three All-Ohioans, and then you had their dad who was a coach, and I'm hard-pressed to think of another family that kind of measures up to that. Can you think of any others?
That measures up to that? Probably not. I mean, they all had great success in high school. Of course, John had great success at Ohio State. Keith is still coaching, which is unbelievable.
Yeah, he not only coached here, but he had stops at 4 or 5 other schools. But people in this area will long remember. In fact, there's a picture on the wall at this end of the floor, right to the left of the basket of that state championship team.
And the state championship game was that against Dayton Dunbar? I believe it was. That was a great game, up and down game.
Nice shot at the free throw line. Doesn't go by Trent Beamer, but another extended possession on an offensive rebound, and Beamer converts.
And that time it's an offensive rebound by maybe the smallest kid in the court.
And as we mentioned in the first half, if you're struggling to compete at the size, you've got to make sure that you're limiting the offensive possessions at that end, and a three finally goes.
Carey did a good job with dribble handoffs right there. Got Upper Sandusky to slough off their man a little bit. Found a good shooter in Cade Crawford.
Crawford now with 9, but at the other end, another answer by Beamer. There's a line that's right on the tip of my tongue that I'm just dying to say, and I'm holding it in.
We can't wait.
It's related to Beamer. Off balance shot by Crawford doesn't go. Beamer with a rebound.
High-low look right away. Carey looks inside.
Well, it seemed like in the first half, Carey was the one who was trying to establish himself on the block. There you see the offensive rebound by Beamer. Now they're looking to get Beamer on the block.
And again, Carey is, and again, when I say Carey, Gavin's got the ability to shoot the perimeter shot, so it's so effective, high-low with him up high.
Looking inside, now they lob it into Beamer. Beamer kicks it out. Ball batted around. This one's chased down by Connie, but he drugged that pivot foot.
Exactly what Carey needed. Create a turnover, get the ball out and run. Great time to find some open shooters. It looks like they had an open shooter. Unfortunately, they have the turnover.
A little bit of full court pressure now by Carey. They have not had too many opportunities to press here so far in the first 2+ quarters. Foul.
But one thing you'll notice on that pressure, hands down, and again, the saying is hand down, man down. You got to pressure, you got to have hands up. You don't have to be right in the guy's stomach, but you have to have your hands up. Take away passing lanes.
Carey at the line with 10. Battles the first one around, doesn't go. Derek Lonsway checks into the Carey lineup, and Landon Kemmerly will sit down. So Carey now with 11. And another turnover by Carey, but they get it back, and we got to reach. That's going to be on Beamer, his second.
And we'll see what kind of adjustment Upper made at halftime. If you remember in the first half, Carey ran out of bounds play where they were able to get point-blank shot at the basket. Oh, I think they had him again.
Another three in the air. And again, the cold shooting continues for Cade Crawford. I'll tell you what, that young man stays hot.
Nice pass inside. You see the size advantage? Take it, just throw it inside to him.
Carey now with 13. Long three in the air. Doesn't go by Hayden Nash. Inside again to Carey. And Carey says he was fouled. Crawford answers at the other end with a layup.
Another thing that Gavin Carey does well down here at the half court is he ducks in well. He posts up, but he'll also duck in, get open, make for an easier pass inside.
Beamer again tries to split two defenders. They're going to call a tie up, and it's going to go to Carey. There you see Crawford's layup, the possession before.
That's not easy, going to the left, coming back with your right hand for the shot.
Another wide open look, but then you got to think at some point when you're missing a lot of wide open looks like that, you got to think it gets in your head because he had a wide open look and decided to put it on the floor.
And that probably is what separates the one thing that separates the great ones from the average ones is they can just let it go. They think if you miss a three, it's something wrong with the ball, something wrong with the basket. It certainly wasn't my shot, and they're going to come back and shoot it again when they're open. Good shooters have to keep shooting.
Kemmerly misfires on the second, splits the pair, and unforced errors. The ball goes out of bounds off of Holden Terrace. So Carey will get the ball back. Down by 19, 4:20 to go in the third quarter. Rams looking to even their Northern 10 record to 1-1. Kemmerly again thought about it.
Here we're getting a little penetration, find the open shooter.
Hayden Nash.
And Nash knocks it down. Now you have to give good pressure. Get your hands up. If you're going to trap, get good trap, but put good pressure on the basketball. Hands down, easy pass.
Looking inside to Carey, who's pushed out. That was a nice cut by Schaefer.
And a nice pass by Gavin Carey. Here's an example where the defense just has their hands down, and Upper Sandusky really doesn't have a problem throwing the ball out of the pressure.
Zach Schaefer at the line, his first attempt of the night. He's 1 for 2 on the young season. Tell you what, young shooters out there, watch the extension and the follow-through that Zach Schaefer shoots with.
Isn't that nice to see?
Yes.
You remember Reggie Miller, he would hold that follow-through.
And you see the result. Timeout on the floor with 3:40 to go. It's still a 46-28 lead for Upper Sandusky. Tell you what, we've talked about COVID in the first few games. The Rams, with only 6 practices and then a 2-week quarantine, That's one of the reasons that they're off to their slow start. Offensively, they were only averaging 54 points in their first 3 games and giving up 62. Tonight, it's the complete opposite.
Well, it is, and a lot of that, I'm sure, is Cade Adams with his injury, having a freshman like Holden Darris that just needs some experience, some game. Any freshman, especially this year when you didn't have a chance to play with your team during the summer, didn't have a chance to play AAU and play against older kids. This experience, as the season progresses, freshmen are just going to get better and better, as you would expect all the players.
Well, they've also gotten contributions tonight from Jackson Smalley as well, which really helps. Nice look inside, and Kemmerly, the sophomore, with his second bucket of the night.
And that was a good catch. It was a nice pass and good catch. Here's a little bit better ball pressure. You got to get your hands up. There you go. Make him put it on the floor.
They did look a little more energized on that possession.
They certainly did. Good time to make a run right here, the last 3 minutes of the third period.
Ball tipped away, and you talked about the hands. The hands were there in the passing lane, and it results in a turnover. Ball out of bounds. It goes off of Schaefer.
Here's a nice pass inside to the post and a better pass inside to the big guy inside Beamer.
Blue Devils look to inbound under their own basket, and they've had some success on that inbounds play, and they get Ian Yater freed up.
And Ian does a nice strong move to get the ball in. Again, here you get some pressure on the ball. Make sure you're not guarding air, you're guarding somebody. Get in passing lanes.
A whistle and a foul as Schaefer will go to the line for a 3-point play opportunity. Foul is on Yater, and that's his third.
You saw there on Gavin Carey, it was somewhat of a trap. Not a real strong trap, but it was somewhat of a trap. And Gavin Carey was just too big for that and just looked right over it and found the open man under the basket. If you're going to trap, you got to get into him. You got to get into him hard. Obviously, it's tough to trap a bigger player, but if you're going to, you have to have your hands up and you got to get into him big.
Kemmerly thought about the three.
Nice move.
Ashton Hill continues to play well off the bench.
He's played, off the bench. He's been playing a great game.
Hill now with 9 and a little bit of contact on that play. Fouls on Kemmerly, and that's his third. So Kemmerly's got to come out. Beamer now back in for Upper.
With both Gavin and Trent in there, I could see Upper maybe going back to some more high-low.
Adams looks inside and launches a three.
And again, hands down, it was a long shot, but he's a good shooter. He's got a sprained ankle. Make him penetrate.
His fourth three of the night.
And he comes up with a big steal.
There's a long three in the air. Carey able to chase down the rebound.
Now you got transition. Find an open shooter quick. Good penetration.
Crawford, though, misfires on the layup. Beamer kicks it out. Wide open three. Beamer does a nice job of seeing the floor.
Yeah, I thought he was, 2 or 3 feet from the basket. He might have been able to finish there.
He says, I've made 2 passes.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm just going to shoot it myself. So Beamer now with 16. Ball tipped, but it stays with Carey. Beamer tried to knock the ball away. He talked about the hands. Crawford kicks it out. Hill with a good look. Ball knocked out of bounds by Connie. It's going to go to Upper Sandusky with 12 seconds to go here in the quarter.
And Carey did a nice job. They cleared the post. They went 5 out. Did a nice job of dribble penetrating. The guy close to the block there stepped out for a good look.
And Beamer at the other end can't connect, but he's fouled. He'll go to the line. So Beamer at the line with 16 points on the night. The foul called on Ashton Hill. That's his first.
That time, Ashton, you got to step in, get outside the block, step out, take a charge, defend him somehow, keep him from getting to the paint. Once you get Beamer inside 2 or 3 feet from the hoop, you're not going to stop him.
It's an 80% free throw shooter on the season. And he looks for 18 from the line, and he gets it. So Beamer will sit down, replaced by Zach Schaefer with 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Give him a little bit of a blow here before the fourth quarter starts. And Crawford travel with the ball.
Bringing in another big, so it looks like it might be a long pass. Do we have a quarterback out there? Looks like Gavin Carey is going to be the quarterback right here.
And they're just going to exchange possessions here. Nobody touched the ball, so the clock didn't start. But Carey's going to get the ball at half court.
Oh, she get it underneath the basket, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
0.6, you're not going to have much time. But then again, with the out-of-bounds play they've been running, they've been getting a good look.
And that is going to do it for the first 3 quarters. It's all Rams as we head to the fourth. You're watching high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
James One Incorporated, providing innovative workshops and training for school districts throughout Ohio. We specialize in the areas of cultural awareness and sensitivity, dangers of teen substance abuse, and more. Call today and schedule your first session. First in promoting excellence through quality professional development.
Upper Sandusky in command as we start the fourth quarter, up by 22. They'll begin the final period with the basketball. It's been the bigs that have really put on a display tonight here for the Rams, Gavin Carey and Trent Beamer. There they lob it into Carey, but the ball knocked away.
Good defense that time by Carey. Backside coming in and tipping the ball away and getting the turnover. Now they have 5 out. Looks like they're opening the post a little bit. Oh, trying to get another dunk.
Kind of a dangerous pass trying to throw over the 6'6" Carey. And a timeout taken by the Rams with 7:10 to go. So we've talked about the dominance of Upper Sandusky in this league since its inception back in 2014. And Jeff Winslow has been the N10 Coach of the Year 3 times, and 3 Rams have been named Player of the Year. Wes Venn actually won it twice, and Javon Dibble was the other winner. Tell you what, he has really made this the program to set that standard in this conference. Colonel Crawford off to a hot start this year. They're 5-0. But I tell you what, if Upper can get everybody healthy and keep everybody on the floor, they can compete with the Colonel Crawfords of this league this year.
Well, you're right. It's a good league like it usually is, but you're talking about an Upper team that graduated, 3 1,000-point scorers. That's a lot of points you have to make up somehow. But when you have people like Cade Adams, Gavin Carey, Trent Beamer especially, and Jackson Smalley does a great job. Those guys, they're very, very good, but they've got limited playing experience.
The tradition of this program speaks for itself. As you see, another 2 by Beamer. Beamer now at 20. And the ball out of bounds. It's going to go back to Upper. Beamer leads all scorers with 20. He's done a little bit of everything. He's distributed the ball very well, plays solid defensively. Inside to Carey. And they're going to say that one off of Conti. Derek Lonsway checks in for Carey, and Anthony Bell will sit down. Inside to Carey, a whistle, and they're going to call a foul on the floor.
It was a nice out-of-bounds play with getting Cade Adams coming off Gavin Carey's screen to catch the ball, and then a nice post entry inside. It's nice when you have such a big height advantage that all you have to do is throw it up in the air.
Gavin Carey back to the line with 13. He's 3 for 5, now 3 for 6 from the stripe. Conte threw that literally through Cade Adams.
Yeah, how that ball made it, I don't know.
Wide open look for 3, and again, the field goal shooting for the Blue Devils continue. Conti unable to connect. Carey with an offensive putback that doesn't go, and here come the Blue Devils in transition. Ball out of bounds off of Adams.
Carey seems to be a team, they like to run. They obviously have shooters. They're not hitting them tonight, but they have shooters. They like to transition. Problem is, Upper Sandusky's bigger, and they like to run.
Comes Beamer. Carey that time with a nice job of getting back, but Beamer able to gather the miss. He still can't get it to go, and he'd like to have that one back. 3 in the air. This one drops for Derek Lonsway. Lonsway, his first bucket of the night. It's a 3-pointer.
And the pressure causes a turnover and a quick basket. Maybe that'll get them going a little bit more. A little bit of pressure.
But nobody gets back.
Cade Adams did a nice job. He saw the trap coming, found an open player inside. There's a good take.
Nice look to the basket by Cade Crawford. Crawford now with 11.
Great defense that time by Carey. Forcing Upper to put the ball on the floor, moving their feet, looking like a trap was coming and causing a turnover. The only thing is Carey needs a few more of those. Open three. Can't get it to go.
Ball will stay here at this end of the floor. And got a foul away from the ball. That's going to be called on Gavin Carey. That's his second.
And Hayden Nash did a good job of dribble penetrating. When the help came, he tried to post entry and able to get the foul.
That was close.
That was.
Round the horn. And three falls for Hayden Nash. His second three of the night. And it's an 18-point ball game. Does Carey have a run in them here in the fourth quarter?
Well, if you're Coach Windling, whether you're in this game or out of this game right now, it doesn't matter. You just want your kids to play hard. You want them to give great pressure right now, maybe claw back a little bit into this basketball game, but certainly don't give up, and I don't think their kids are or will.
Ball knocked away by Derek Lonsway. Got a foul called on Derek Lonsway. That's his first.
I have a feeling that both Trent Beamer and Gavin Carey are going to go to the free throw line a lot this year. Upper does a great job of trying to find them inside. They do a good job of using their strength and trying to get to the basket. They're going to get fouled. They're going to go to the free throw line. So if anybody should be shooting free throws in practice, certainly those two guys got to spend some time.
Well, they lead the team in attempts coming into tonight. Carey with 16 and Beamer right behind him with 15. Beamer's an 80% free throw shooter. And coming into tonight, Carey was a 50% shooter, but he has shot better tonight. He's now 7 of 10 from the line.
Looks like Upper's playing a little 2-3 zone.
Little shot fake, but Upper does a nice job of getting back in position. Now those open looks that were there in the first half, there's one. And that's another, the third three for Hayden Nash.
And are all three this half, maybe? I think he's got two this quarter, possibly.
Yes, they are all in this half. Backside, nice touch pass. And now Carey with 19, Beamer with 20.
And it all started because Cade Adams was able to beat the pressure with his dribble.
Nash throws the skip. And Ashton Hill with an air ball. Inside Carey, and he's fouled again. Fouled by Cade Crawford. And that will send the big guy back to the line. The Uppers in the double bonus. Yeah, very good pass. Misfires on the first one, and Uppers in the double bonus the rest of the way.
I think one thing Carey will work on, and again, it's early in the season, and being a smaller team and talking with coach, they do want to press a little bit. Is that ball pressure, is when they trap, make sure that they have 2 on the ball, 2 interceptors, and 1 guy back. So often tonight the pressure on the ball is been average, but then they'll have a couple of players are just kind of guarding space, not in passing lanes, not trying to anticipate, just kind of trying to watch the basketball and hopefully for a loose ball and trying to pick it up. You got to have pressure on the ball, and you have to find, well, we used to call them Deion Sanders. That's old days now. But people that are just interceptors that are going to play the pass.
Hayden Nash set to inbound for the Blue Devils. Cade Adams. And the Rams content to just slow it down with 2.5 minutes to go.
Looks like they're really going to spread the court right now and look for maybe a little dribble penetration lanes.
Timeout was able to be called by Upper Sandusky as they have a 65-47 lead. Tonight's high school basketball broadcast being brought to you live and free on the OH Report. Thanks to our generous sponsors, First National Bank of Sycamore, now offering consumer and business credit cards. Download their mobile banking app on Google Play or the Apple App Store. Also by Kimmel Corp, offering dry cleaning, custom uniform programs, linen rentals, restroom supply solutions, and more. And by Wilson Tire Company. Customize your ride with our wheel configurator online at wilsontires.com or visit their locations in Upper Sandusky, Kenton, and Tiffin. And our player of the game tonight will be presented by Quest Federal Credit Union, where fewer fees means more frees. Follow them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Brian Harder, Greg Collins from Upper Sandusky. It's been all Rams, 65-47. And barring a major miracle, they're going to walk out of here with their first win of the young season in the Northern 10 Athletic Conference. Also even their overall record to 2-2. Thanks in large part to the big fella inbounding the ball. And also Trent Beamer. Both of those twin towers with 20 apiece.
I'm sure Upper right now is working on some things later in the season. Close games, fourth quarter. Maybe they want to spread the court if they have a little bit of lead, make the defense come out. They're working on it right now. And it looks like they have Gavin Carey's out there also right now, out near half court. See what kind of a ball handler he is. Brian, if you remember, North Carolina and Dean Smith made this famous.
The four corners.
Phil Ford was probably the guy who started with it. And, of course, that was back before the shot clock also.
Well, probably agonized when they went to the shot clock because Dean Smith won a lot of games for North Carolina that way.
Back in the day with Dean Smith, they had the rule that if the lead was more than the minutes left in the half of the game, they went 4 quarters.
Backside to Zach Schaefer is good.
And that's a great job of executing it.
Another timeout with time winding down here at Upper Sandusky. Carey's going to drop to 4-2. They'll be 2-2 in the Northern 10. Still a lot of basketball to be played, hopefully.
Right.
And again, that continues to be in the back of everyone's mind as the season goes along. And with COVID and, last season, Upper Sandusky was on the way to the regional finals, and They pulled the plug on the season.
And I was talking to Coach Winslow about that before the game, just how heartbreaking that has to be, not just for the players, but for the coaches, the community. You work so hard, and they were on, a 24-game winning streak, a chance to play in the regionals against quality opponents, and you're only going to be quality if you're playing in the regionals. And that's what you want as the players, the kids that are competitors. Coach Winslow is a competitor. That's just what he wants. Bring on whoever. Let's go out and play.
Well, the common theme that we have heard from players and coaches is they're just taking this a day at a time. They're enjoying the fact that they're able to get out and play, not taking it for granted. Landon Kemmerly with his his third field goal and 3 free throws, so he now has 9.
There was a good trap. They were moving their feet. They didn't allow him to split him. Pretty good trap right there and almost caused the turnover. Here's a good offensive move to the basket. Again, going to your left, shooting with the right hand, that's not easy. I'll say this about Carey. If you remember back to the first quarter, 26-7, 26-7, Uppers up at the end of the first quarter. Since then, it's stayed around an 18, 19, 20-point game. Yeah, Carey's not been able to dig into that lead, but on the same token, Upper really hasn't increased it much.
Layup at the other end by Kemmerly. He is now in double figures with 11.
Now, you shouldn't be able to trap a freshman. That's good recognition by Carey. They saw somebody that was not comfortable in that moment with the basketball, so they went right at him.
Hey, he's a freshman who's in the starting lineup.
That's true.
So obviously Jeff Winslow sees something in him. As first couple of games we have had this season, the first at Northmore, then last week down in Lucas, we have seen freshmen coming in and contributing right away. A layup by Anthony Bell, his first points of the ball game. And Upper is just going to let this wind down, and that is going to do it. The Rams with a 68-53 win. We'll be back to wrap it up after this. You're watching high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report. Come back. We'll have stats and our player of the game.
James One Incorporated, providing innovative workshops and training for school districts throughout Ohio. We specialize in the areas of cultural awareness and sensitivity, reaching the unreachable student, dangers of teen substance abuse, and more. We offer relevant workshops for coaches and student athletes, and with virtual options available for all trainings, call today and schedule your first session. James One Incorporated, first in promoting excellence through quality professional development.
You're watching high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report. We are the future of local sports. Now back to your game.
We are back here at Upper Sandusky where the Rams getting their first conference win of the season by a 68-53 score. Now, people are going to look at that score, Coach, and they're going to think that it might be a little bit closer.
Right.
But the game really was controlled by Upper Sandusky from the start.
It was. For that first quarter, they just came out shooting the basketball well. And again, the first half, Carey just could not find the basket. Even some 3, 4, 5 footers, they just couldn't get that ball to go through the hoop.
We take a look at the stats and the field goals. It's a little closer than you might think. 19 for Upper Sandusky, 15 for Carey. The difference, though, was from the free throw line. Upper Sandusky, 12 of 18. You see the rebounding edge by the Rams, and the Rams even committed 2 more turnovers than Upper Sandusky, but Carey did not have an answer defensively for Trent Beeman and Gavin Carey. Each of them scored 20, and they just could not neutralize the big guys for Upper Sandusky.
No, they couldn't. And the second time around when they play, they're going to have to come up with something. You can't sag in against Upper Sandusky. They have too many good shooters, especially when Cade Adams, as he gets healthier, it's going to add to their perimeter shooting. So somehow they're going to have to get out and give good pressure and limit the post entries, especially the high-lows inside, and how they're going to double and hopefully create a little bit of offense from maybe some full-court pressure, some half-court pressure defense.
You talked about Cade Adams. He was able to contribute 12 points, so they had 3 players in double figures, did Upper Sandusky. For Carey, they were led by the sophomore Landon Kemmerly, and then Cade Crawford also each of them had 11 points. They were getting good looks, especially in the first half when things really got out of control for them. They just could not get anything to fall.
They couldn't, and they couldn't get any easy baskets, especially in the first half. Upper Sandusky was able to keep a post player close to the basket, limiting any dribble penetration finishes by Carey, and all their shots came from the three-point line or long twos.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk to our player of the game, and that's coming up right after this. You're watching high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report. Tonight's player of the game is presented by Quest Federal Credit Union, where fewer fees mean more frees. Follow them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Congratulations to Trent Beamer, a 6'6 junior for the Upper Sandusky Rams. He is our player of the game, 20 points tonight. Trent, a big win. You guys get your first conference win out of the way, and that's got to feel pretty good.
It does, indeed. Well, we played Crawford. We didn't really have the toughness that we had tonight. We had a really good week of practice. Monday and Tuesday we went hard. Wednesday we had a little break, but we couldn't keep up with the mistakes we had. So we had to step up our game and come out tonight with a win.
Well, and it also has to help that you're playing a team in Carey that's a little bit of a rival for you guys.
Yeah, they are. To us, it's the biggest rivalry in our N10, but some people will disagree on that, but we want to come out and win that game.
Okay, now let's look at the conference overall. Colonel Crawford right now, they're in first place and they're undefeated, and I don't know what they've done tonight. What is the mindset? You guys are the defending champions. What is the mindset of you guys as you go forward this season?
Well, we're still in the race with Carey and Crawford ourselves, so we got to come out and come back and beat Crawford in the second time away, and we're going to play them at home, and that's going to be our disadvantage, but we're going to come out energized, ready to play some defense, fix our mistakes, and hopefully come up with a win.
Now, you guys, I called you the Twin Towers earlier. Gavin Carey also had 20 points. You guys, when you're really going offensively, especially in your high-low game, you guys are pretty hard to stop.
Yeah, we are. We work on that in practice. Gavin and I, we try to get the ball into each other. High-low is one of our strong points, and we just got to place the ball in the right spot and come down and dive backside, and that's really what we're good at.
Congratulations on the win, and good luck the rest of the way. And to you and your family, stay safe as you guys head into this holiday season.
All right, thank you.
All right, we're going to get Coach Collins back in here and get some final comments here as we wrap up tonight's win. Upper Sandusky getting their first conference win, a 68-53 victory over Carey. Now, I think you're there. Are you there, Coach?
I think I am.
Okay. So as we looked at this, and as this team, I think as this team gels, I think they can be a team that can catch Colonel Crawford in this conference.
Oh, I don't think there's any question that they're going to contend. Cade Adams, as he gets healthier, and hopefully he's going to get healthier, he played a lot of minutes tonight. But I'm sure it's one of those things that if he sat out for 4, 5, 6 minutes at a time, he's going to get stiff. So if he's going to play, he's got to play. And as he gets healthier, that's just going to make Upper an inside-outside game that much more effective.
Yeah, and as a guy like Cade Adams comes in and he can give defenses something else to think about as they match up against this team, they're a team that could, even as you head to the postseason, teams like that can give you fits.
Well, there's no question. And besides the inside-outside game offensively, they play sound defense. Good pressure on the basketball. They rebound obviously quite well. They run. They handle the ball well. Very well-coached team, very fundamentally sound basketball team. And again, when you're talking about a basketball team that you've lost 3 1,000-point scorers, a lot of new players, no summer, very limited fall. They're just going to get better and better as they play together.
Now, on the other side of that, Carey, is this a team that just really struggled shooting the basketball and it's a blip in the radar? They missed their head coach? Is it a combination of those things?
Well, obviously, against Willard, they're 9 for 25 from the three-point line. They have proven that they can shoot the basketball from the perimeter. They don't have a post-up player, but if they're shooting well from the perimeter and spreading the defense out, it gives them the ability to dribble penetrate and maybe create some easy baskets. So there's no question they're a better basketball team, especially offensively, a better basketball team than what they showed tonight. Is it coming over to Upper, being a rival, playing away from home, whatever it could be? Is it they're missing their coach? Well, we wish Coach Young the best, but they have a great staff, and I think he's established a program where, the head coach can be missing, and the players are still going to do what they can do. They just weren't able to finish tonight.
With the win, Upper Sandusky is now 2-2 overall. They're 1-1 in conference play. Carey drops to 4-2. They are 2-2 in the Northern 10. The final score tonight, Upper Sandusky 68 and Carey 53. Our thanks to tonight's broadcast team. Our producer is Adam Thompson. He was assisted by Storm Munchley, and our camera work done by Mason Neese, Travis Berardi, and Jory Hollenbeck. But most of all, our thanks to you for joining us. Once again, the final score from Upper Sandusky, the Rams 68 and the Blue Devils of Carey 53. You've been watching high school basketball live and free on the OH Report, powered by BS Media Productions. Thanks again to our generous sponsors for making all of this possible. Keep it locked into the OH Report, your new home for live sports coverage in North Central Ohio and beyond. For Greg Collins, I'm Brian Harder. So long from Upper Sandusky.